Howdy folks, Brian Cusco coming back at you from the Roseville Reptile Show. Today we're going to sit down with Bob of Bob's Oddballs. I've seen Bob at shows all over California. I've seen him at the San Jose show, seen him at the Sacramento show, seen him. Bob gets around the California shows, and he's going to show us some of the snakes that he's brought with us to the show today. You're watching Triple B TV. So you sold all your good stuff already, so you had to bring something else over.
Yeah, Vegas, we had a good show. I have 18 clutches in the incubator right now waiting.
Fair enough. Well, you're doing big shows, you're doing good shows. That's what's got to happen, man.
Yeah.
Why snakes, Bob?
White snakes?
Why?
Oh, white snakes?
Or white snakes, whichever one you pick.
I grew up in the hills, walking the creeks,
snakes?
playing in the ponds, and picking up every snake I could find.
Which hills are we talking about?
Up above Prather, up above Fresno.
Okay.
Yeah. We had a pond on our property. We'd swim out to the island, catch all the little water snakes out there. I mean, if it was slithering around, I picked it up. Good thing I never got bit by a rattlesnake.
Yeah, you weren't really differentiating it. You're just like, oh, it's slithering. I'm going to get it.
Well, the babies, you couldn't really tell too much.
True. Yeah, not too much.
So,
at least not for a kid's eye. It's a trained eye, yeah.
Correct.
That's cool, though, man, because you don't hear about it as much, like all the land, all of the country there is in California. People think California, they think LA, they think San Francisco.
Correct.
They don't think about swimming out on the property in the lake to the island out in the country.
No.
But for me, that's what California is.
Yeah, I grew up in the foothills, so it's away from the coast, away from the Bay Area. We were right in the middle. So we got to play around up in the hills.
So when did it go from chasing snakes around the property to keeping them in the house?
Always liked them. It just, coming up in school and everything, going out and working, finally wanted to do something. So, I've had a lot of different hobbies. They all cost you a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. So which hobbies? I'm curious.
I went from, I do a lot of fishing, which I can't get out of. But, let's go gold panning. That sounds fun. Me and my son. That didn't last long. Just little stuff like that. If I got into hobbies like RC cars, that you can soak a lot of money into those. So I decided, you know what? I had a friend that had some snakes. I saw Jimmy. So I was like, I think I'm going to get a couple snakes. Well, it grew into, I'm well over 200, probably around 300 right now in one room.
So when was the first, you decided I'm going to get snakes and keep them as a hobby?
Probably about 5 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
5 years ago.
And Bob's Oddballs, is it a business now, or is it hobby level, or is it?
It is a business, yes. Yes. Started out as a little fun thing. Had my son involved quite a bit, which he just is doing well himself. He started his own little hobby / breeding. He does hognose. So it is odd hogs. He kind of played off of my Bob's Oddballs.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And he was involved in naming this one here also. So it just kind of fit.
Yeah, it does. It rolls off the tongue real easy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I play around with a lot of different animals. I was breeding crested geckos, leopard geckos. I've had Leachianus. I've had a lot of the different geckos, stuff like that. And I decided to cut back from breeding any of those because I was going in so many different directions. So now I'm pointed more towards just all ball pythons. I do have a couple Mexican black king snakes. Have some beaded lizards. Getting into the beaded lizards also. Kind of trying not to do everything.
Yeah, it's hard not to. It's hard to focus on something. It really is.
Yes.
Because there's so many cool species out there.
There are.
And but unless you're going to have some huge facility, if you're going to be doing a small scale business, and you do kind of have to, I think, focus down on something.
Yeah, it tends to take over the house.
Yeah, I think if you're going to get too diversified within a smaller, when I say smaller, not a big breeding facility, then if you don't, it can stay hobby and not be able to come business because you're soaking into so many different directions.
Correct.
Yeah. Well, let's see what you got left after people pick through your good stuff.
Pastel, Blackhead, Leopard. I produced 3 of these. Came out really nice. Let that kind of look around. I ended up letting one go in Las Vegas at the Las Vegas show a week or so ago. You know, I had quite a few babies that got up to size because, you know, the whole COVID thing. We didn't have any shows. I didn't really do a whole lot of online sales. It just...
Well, you attend a good amount of the shows in California, right?
Yeah. So, you know, I have a Morph Market account, but I only had a few snakes on it and didn't really add anything else to it just because I enjoy doing the shows over doing the online.
There's certainly something to a show versus doing online. I mean, 'cause when I'm selling a snake online, I always get a phone call with the person at least, so I can have like that. But there's still as good as those phone calls are. There's nothing like being able to sit across from somebody and talk to them face to face about the animals. It's
you know, a lot of times you try to put up a few pictures. Sometimes you're limited on how many pictures you can put on a say Morph Market.
Yeah, I can put up 3. I know with whatever account I have.
Yeah, so you try to put up the best you can. But then you have the things, hey, do you have any more pictures of it? You know, this and that. So, you know, I also work with a regular job also on top of this. So it's hard to get to a lot of those.
Sure.
So when I'm here in your face, you get to see it. I don't have to take more pictures of it. It's a little bit easier.
So what can we say about this guy, right? So the Pastel is obviously coming through. You got the yellow in here.
Correct.
The Leopard is kind of like this wonkiness, like you got the
crazy pattern,
the crazy kind of flowing and thick. Where does the Blackhead come to play?
Now the Blackhead, saying Blackhead, you would think it's going to be a darker head. It doesn't with this combination. If you look at all the alien heads, how dark, it's kind of like it's hovering and shadowing around all your alien heads. So
all the thick dark.
Correct.
Surrounding all the alien heads.
No, I really like how they turned out.
And what's that other one they had?
Now this one is yellow belly, pastel leopard.
But no blackhead.
No blackhead. So this one got a really nice, crazy patterning, which is the yellow belly helping in that. Turned out really nice also.
Helping with that leopard. You said leopard, right?
Leopard.
Yes.
Correct.
I was like, that's definitely leopard.
No, I really like the leopard.
Do you notice that these little highlighted spots within the alien heads pop up in a lot of different yellow belly action? You know, these like lighter yellow, tiny specklings that are showing up that are a lighter color than the rest of the alien. Do you notice that happening in a lot of yellow belly?
I haven't done a whole lot of leopard yellow belly yet, but I can see what you're talking about on that. The yellow belly does just some really weird stuff with things.
Obviously, the belly is definitely going to...
Yes.
You think you can lift him up there just a smidge so we can take a look at that?
With some of them, the yellow belly doesn't show much in the belly. You get a little bit of the speckling down through the sides, but you're looking at some of the more of the flare-ups on the sides and the pattern changing. And I believe the longer dorsal, the stripe kind of
down the tail, right?
Correct.
Very cool head stamp on that. Look at that thing. That looks like a 4-leaf clover had a baby with a mermaid. It does. That's so cool. Look, I'm getting horny. Sorry. I'll save that for the bloopers.
Wow.
Those mermaids really get me.
This one I think is going to go into shed soon too. It's normally brighter.
Yeah, it does look like it's about to blow up. Good looking. Did you? I thought for sure I saw you a third snake floating around back there.
Yes. Now this one we're still up in the air exactly what it is.
Oh gosh, the bag looks so flat. I thought there was nothing in there. Small snake.
Okay, this one here. Whoop. This one's trying to get away. Let's go back in here. Okay, this particular snake here was a pastel yellow belly spider leopard pairing with pied. Now,
pastel yellow belly spider leopard.
Correct.
With pied.
What you'd normally get would be a cheetah, which is going to be the light coloring with the more of your black speckling like that. So
if it didn't have pied, it would be
yes,
a cheetah,
it would be all solid down through the body. Now I haven't found a reference for a cheetah pied, If there's anybody out there that has one, I would love to see it.
Can we see that head stamp a little more?
Yes.
He tucked it away a little bit.
So, of course, with the spider, you're going to have just the patterning on the head.
Yeah, you got that Trump wig.
I love the little face on the, the white mask across the nose.
Yeah, if anybody can confirm potentially cheetah, potentially nobody's done it yet, so that would be hard to...
Potentially, yes. I've been looking around and I have not found one. You can find the cheetah all day long.
Oh man, the pupil is looking sick right. Oh man, wait till you see the video on this, dude. The pupil
A little bit of a
on
red
this
spot.
snake right now. That red
Yes.
spot is coming through hot right now. Oh, come back. Where was the angle? Right there. Wow. Oh my gosh. That snake is almost transparent. You can see like some of the you can see the insides down there towards the back end a little bit.
Yeah, that, and I want to blacklight this thing because I think there is a little bit of a pattern in there. I don't have a really good blacklight to be playing around like that, but I have had one where I kind of put across, and I could have swore I saw some pattern in there.
You would think that like it's a white snake is a white snake, but there's like
Yes.
different layers of translucence. Like there's
Yes.
some snakes that you cannot see through the white
Correct.
to the insides, whereas this snake, it's like
You can kind of see it.
Yeah, you can kind of see it. It's very interesting.
And this one happens to be a female, and I kind of like her because she gets really interested in things. She does the little periscope thing a lot. She's been watching everybody here at the show, in her case.
Yeah, sometimes ball pythons are written off as kind of aloof or like kind of ditzy or
I
pet
could
rocks. But they're a lot of snakes don't get as much credit for being as aware as they actually are of their
Correct.
surroundings.
Correct. But yeah, she's beautiful.
Super cool, man.
Come back this way.
Well, hey Bob, I appreciate you taking away. I know you got your booth going over there. I appreciate you taking a minute to come over and sit down
no
with us and
problem.
show some snakes, man. Really appreciate your time, man.
All right. Hey,
Thank you very much.
thank you.
Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, right after this video is done, we're going to be doing a Q&A on Zoom with Bob. We want to talk to him about how he's gotten to where he is with going to the shows and just any questions about stuff like that. Any questions at all, really. Bob's going to be there to answer them on the Zoom call. There's a link down in the description if you'd like to join us. We do them every week with our guests here on Triple B TV. And next week, I'm hoping that we're going to have some rainbow boa magic happening here on the channel. So stay tuned, see if that happens. And maybe we'll see you on the Zoom call right now. If not, we'll see you next week here on Triple B TV. Y'all take care. Choose people. I go, who looks like they're real nervous?
Me.
And then I get that person. I say, I want somebody that was more nervous than I am, for sure. I don't need anybody out nervousing me. Oh yeah, Reptile Mania. They definitely have to come over.
Okay.
You're talking about Jeff and
Cindy?
Yeah, I'm good friends with them. We need Cindy to come over. Jeff's beard his thing's too blue.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Smurf.
Smurf. Yeah, that's too Soul Smurf. Papa Smatch. Papa Patch.
Papa Patch. Looks pretty cool.
Nice. I like it.
Alrighty.
Thanks again, Bob. Appreciate it, man. Great job, by the way.
I get nervous.
You didn't show.
I'll be over there sitting there questioning myself the whole time.
It did not show. I promise you. Like when you said you were gonna be nervous, I was like, when? When are you gonna be nervous? Howdy, folks. Brian Cusco coming to you. Howdy, folks. Brian Cusco. Oh my God.